Okay, welcome back. Number 3 for the quiz review. So match each function with its inverse. We have 8 different functions here. Yes, I can count, I promise. And I'm just going to start with A and find the inverse of A and find out if it matches up with one of the other ones that I have here. And then go down the line until I have them all. So starting with A, y equals 6 minus 2x. Remember to find an inverse. Same idea as what we did with number 2. We switch, go away, switch x and y. So here's my equation, my original, switch x and y, so x equals 6 minus 2y, and then we solve for y. So I'm going to use my reverse order of operations, get x minus 6 equals negative 2y, and divide everything by negative 2. So I can leave it like this, y equals x minus 6 over negative 2. So now I look to match that up with something, and I realize that nothing else that's here has what I have. So I'm going to have to simplify this a little bit more to see if I can get it to look like something. So here's where I can do the division. So I'm going to take this negative 2 and divide it by x. So remember there's really a 1 here. So this becomes negative 1/2 x. And the negative 2 divided by this negative 6 gives me a positive 3. So now I have negative 1/2 x plus 3. And now I should hopefully find that up here. And again, I'm not really seeing it. But I do notice that this 1/2 here, the only other equation in here that has a 1/2 that I can notice is right here in equation E. And I think if I distribute this negative 1/2 times x, I get negative 1/2 x, which is nice because that's what I have down here in my inverse. And negative 1/2 times negative 6, so that's half of negative 6, which is negative 3, but since the half was negative, it actually turns into positive 3. And there I have my first match. So over here, I'm just going to put A equals E. So A and E are out. I don't have to worry about those two anymore. So let me go back and erase these guys here so that I'm not going to confuse myself or you with what's going on, and move on to B. Nice. 1 pair down, 3 to go. Switch up my color. Let's go for blue. So y equals 2 minus 6 over x. So first step, switch x and y. 2 minus 6 over y. Now solve for y. So inverse, get rid of the addition first. Whoops. You can't subtract on one side and add on the other. Silly. So minus and minus. So I get x minus 2 equals negative 6 over y. Now this is kind of funny looking because usually our variables in the numerator and our numbers in the denominator. But don't worry, we're going to solve it the same way we would anything else. So I'm still going to multiply. I'm going to multiply by that bottom. I'm going to multiply by y, which is a little unconventional than what you normally see, but same process. So multiply by y, and then I'm going to multiply this side by y. So this is a little weird, but I get y times x minus 2 equals negative 6 because these two y's here cancel. So I've moved my y to the other side, but I've gotten rid of an important division piece. However, now I have y times this x minus 2, and to have y by itself, I'm going to have to get rid of this x minus 2. So again, I ask myself, well, what operation am I seeing here? I'm seeing y times x minus 2. How do I undo that? Well, I divide by x minus 2. And same thing over here. So this cancels, leaving me with y equals negative 6 over x minus 2. And let's see, hopefully this is a match up top. Yes, D, right? Fits in with D, negative 6, x minus 2. Parentheses or no parentheses, it's the same thing. So we have B equals D. There's another match. Awesome. All right, 2 down, so B is out and D is out. 2 down, 2 to go. All right, moving on to C. Switch up my color again. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? Oh, you know I love orange. There we go. All right, C. Y equals -6 times x minus 2. What do you think? Switch x and y first. There we go. I can distribute. You like that? We'll distribute first, okay? So I got x equals -6y plus 12. All right, so let's subtract 12 from both sides. I get x minus 12 equals -6y. Divide everything by -6. Y is now alone. So x minus 12 over -6. I look for a match. Nope, no 12s. What do we have to do? Same thing we did last time, right? Simplify it a little bit more. So take that -6, divide it by x. So remember there's a 1 here, so that's going to become -1/6 x. And -12 divided by -6 is a +2, and that equals y. And it's turned around in my solution here, but it matches with G. 2 is positive, 2 is positive, 1/6 is negative, 1/6 is negative. So C and G are now partners. So C equals G. And that leaves us, of course, with F and H being the only pair that have to go together. But of course, you know, being the teacher that I am, I'm not going to just let you say, well, F equals H because, you know, it has to. That's just the last two. So let's prove it. So let's look at F. So y equals 2 over x minus 6. Let's switch them up. X equals 2 over y minus 6. So remember what we did with B when we had the y in the denominator? Well, we multiplied to get it away from the denominator, but now that denominator is not just a y, it's a y minus 6. So in order to get rid of it, I'm going to have to multiply by that entire denominator, y minus 6. And on the other side as well, y minus 6. So this will cancel out. It will leave me with x times y minus 6 equals 2. And just like last time when I was trying to get rid of some multiplication stuff, I used my division property. I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to divide by x and divide by x. I get y minus 6 equals 2 over x. And then I add 6 to both sides, leaving me with y equals 2 over x plus 6. And don't you know, matches right up with h. So indeed, F does equal H. All right, that's the end of number 3. So tune back in for number 4, and we'll be all finished for your quiz review.